From the fiery heart of our planet, new land is born. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, volcanoes awaken, piling lava and ash layer by layer until they breach the waves, creating pristine, sterile islands. These barren rocks are monuments to Earth's power, but their desolate state is temporary. Today on G Fun Facts Online, we explore the epic saga of how life conquers these new worlds. This is the story of the volcanic pioneers, the tenacious organisms that transform sterile rock into vibrant ecosystems. It all begins in the deep ocean, often where Earth's tectonic plates are pulling apart or where one is forced beneath another. Think of the volcanic island arcs, like the Mariana Islands. But perhaps the most famous example is hotspot volcanism. The Hawaiian Islands are a perfect picture of this. A chain created as the Pacific Plate slowly drifts over a stationary plume of magma in the Earth's mantle. As a submarine volcano erupts, molten rock hits the cold seawater and shatters, building a cone on the seafloor. Over thousands, sometimes millions of years, this cone grows. The moment it breaks the surface is spectacular. Imagine violent explosions of steam and ash as magma and water meet, a phenomenon named Surtsey eruptions after an island that famously formed this way off the coast of Iceland. The initial island is fragile, made of loose ash and rock fragments called tephra. It's the subsequent flows of lava that truly cement its place in the world. And not all lava is the same. The type of lava flowing from the volcano dictates the island's entire landscape. There are two main types you might have heard of from Hawaii: pahoho and ake. Pahoho, which means smooth, unbroken lava, has a ropey, billowy surface. It flows more slowly and can form incredible lava tubes that act like pipelines for molten rock. In contrast, ha, meaning stony, rough lava, is a clunky, chaotic mess. It's more viscous and moves as a jumble of jagged, cooling fragments. The interplay between these smooth and rough flows, along with explosive eruptions, carves out everything from gentle slopes to steep, rugged cliffs. But many of these newborn islands are just temporary visitors. The erosive power of the ocean is immense, and if an island can't build a solid core of hardened lava quickly enough, the waves will reclaim it, erasing it from the map as if it never existed. And the story of Tonga-Hunga Haapai is a dramatic modern testament to this cycle of creation and destruction. In late 2014, a submarine volcano in the Tonga-Kermadec Arc erupted, connecting two small, existing islands. A whole new landmass was born. Scientists initially thought it would only last a few months, but it stabilized, giving them an unprecedented opportunity to study the birth of an ecosystem in the satellite era. And this natural laboratory yielded some huge surprises. Researchers expected to find the usual pioneer species, like photosynthetic cyanobacteria that use sunlight for energy. Instead, they found something completely different: a unique community of microbes that were metabolizing sulfur and atmospheric gases. These were organisms similar to those found in deep-sea vents, or hot springs, far from the sun. The island itself, rich in volcanic materials like sulfur and hydrogen sulfide, was feeding its first inhabitants through a process called chemosynthesis. Life wasn't just microbial, though. Birds soon began to visit, their droppings acting as the first fertilizer for the barren ash. Plants, carried on the wind, or by the birds themselves, started to take root. But this island's story has a violent end. On January 15, 2022, the volcano erupted again, this time with a force that sent shockwaves around the entire planet. It was the largest volcanic blast of the 21st century, and it completely obliterated the new landmass, wiping the island off the map. It's a powerful reminder that the forces that create these worlds can also destroy them in an instant. So for an island that does survive, how does life begin? The process is called primary succession, the colonization of a habitat that was previously completely devoid of life. The colonists are known as pioneer species, and they have to be incredibly hardy to survive. Their journey across the void is a feat of endurance, accomplished through three main methods: wind, water, and wings. Long before the first visible plant appears, the island is swarmed by unseen travelers. Microscopic bacteria and fungi, carried as tiny specks on the wind or in ocean currents, are the very first to arrive. On Surtsey, that famous Icelandic island born in 1963, molds and bacteria were observed almost immediately. These microbes are the true pioneers. They begin the monumental task of creating soil by breaking down the volcanic rock and adding the first bits of organic matter. As we saw with Tonga-Hunga Haapai, some of these microbes don't even need sunlight to get started. The ocean itself is a massive conveyor belt for life. It can carry seeds and plant fragments across vast distances. The very first vascular plant to colonize Surtsey was the sea rocket, which arrived in 1965. Its seeds likely just washed ashore, and being salt-tolerant with buoyant seeds, it was perfectly adapted for the journey. Small invertebrates can also catch a ride, rafting on floating pumice or logs. And then there's the wind. It's not just for microbes. The wind carries the lightweight spores of ferns, mosses, and lichens. It also transports tiny insects and spiders. In fact, after the colossal eruption of Krakatoa in 1883, the first life form discovered on the new island of Anak Krakatau a year later was a single, solitary spider that had ballooned in on a thread of silk. But of all the methods of arrival, one stands out as the true game-changer: dispersal by wings, specifically by seabirds. Birds are more than just transport vehicles. They are the architects of island ecosystems. They are the ecological engineers that connect the nutrient-rich marine world with the nutrient-poor terrestrial one. Their contribution is massive, and it happens in two key ways: nutrient enrichment and seed dispersal. Seabirds often breed in enormous colonies. When they come to land, they bring the ocean with them, transferring huge quantities of marine-derived nutrients in the form of guano, that is, their droppings, as well as shed feathers and carcasses. This guano is a superfertilizer, incredibly rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, two essential nutrients that are almost entirely absent in raw volcanic rock. This sudden influx of nutrients from the birds dramatically accelerates soil formation. It jumpstarts the entire system, allowing a much greater diversity of plants to take root and thrive. Birds are also master seed dispersers. They can carry seeds stuck to their feathers or muddy feet, or they can ingest fruits on one island and excrete the seeds, perfectly scarified and ready to germinate on another. The establishment of a seabird colony is the single most important turning point in the ecological development of a new island. And no story illustrates this better than that of Surtsey. Because it has been protected from human interference since its birth in 1963, Surtsey has become an unparalleled living laboratory for studying primary succession. The colonization has followed a classic, observable pattern. Let's break it down. First was the pioneer stage, from about 1965 to 1985. The first life was microbial, followed by lichens. Then came the ocean-dispersed plants, like the sea rocket and lime grass. For 2 decades, these were the only plants, hardy species, that could tolerate the salty, nutrient-starved ground. Then came the establishment stage, which began around 1985. This stage was defined by one thing: the arrival of nesting gulls. Their guano began to enrich the soil, and everything changed. New species, whose seeds were carried by birds, began to appear, like grasses and even willows. Mosses and lichens spread, creating mats that helped retain precious moisture and stabilize the developing soil. The number of plant species grew steadily, and with plants came animals. Insects and even earthworms started to thrive in this new ecosystem. Finally, we have the maturation stage, from the 2000s to the present day. By 2004, About 60 species of vascular plants had been recorded on Surtsey. A stable soil layer now supports a complex grassland. The island is home to numerous bird species, seals hang out on its shores, and a diverse community of invertebrates buzzes beneath the surface. The ecosystem is still evolving, but it shows how a barren rock can transform into a functioning world. The rate of new species arriving has slowed down, and some of the original pioneer plants have been outcompeted by newcomers, a natural and expected part of the process as the community matures. The birth of a volcanic island is a powerful reminder of our planet's restless, creative energy. These islands are blank canvases, and watching life paint them is one of nature's grandest spectacles. The journey from sterile rock to a thriving ecosystem is a testament to the sheer resilience and adaptability of life. It's a delicate dance between creation and destruction, fire and flora. From the surprising sulfur-eating microbes that kick-started life on Tonga-Hunga Haapai, to the tenacious sea rockets riding the waves to Surtsey, to the seabirds acting as architects, transforming rock into rich soil with their guano. Each pioneer plays an essential role in this incredible story of colonization. Studying them doesn't just teach us about ecology, it fills you with a profound sense of wonder at the tenacity of life and the raw, beautiful power of the earth.